Hey everyone, welcome to Mogul Live this week. Really thrilled to have you. Today is going to be a great interview. Hey David, good to see you in the chat. I saw Mike Watt joined in, Carlin, 337 people in the chat already. Great to see everyone here. Jarul is our guest, so we're going to connect Jarul just very shortly. Your opportunity to ask any questions you like to, perhaps about his career, some of the films that he's done, but also we're going to be talking about Reboot Camp, the very funny comedy film that Mogul has partnered with. That's going to have its premiere on the 21st. Of this month, but also the 16th, we're going to have the NFT auction as well. So this is your opportunity. Hey Lisa, good to see you in the chat. Karen, Michael, I saw Tim came in earlier. The chat's still growing, which is great. Any question is a good question as well. So as we're going along, if you feel like you'd like to talk or just add something in, just before we get Jarul into the chat too, I might just go over a couple of the feature films that you would have seen him in. A very talented artist, of course, music, writing, producing, but people forget about just the films that he's done and also the strong acting performances as well. So let's see if guys, you can, obviously Fast and the Furious plays Edwin. You can definitely remember very, very memorable scene. And that's something if you guys want to have a chat with him about too. We're just waiting for Jarul to come in as well into the chat. So that's one of the films early on, probably early 2000s, kind of continuing with Jarul's career a little bit. Open to any questions as well if you want to get the chat started too. If anyone's got any questions, just while we wait for Jarul. This one here, really, really good one. I think you would have seen, obviously, Half Past Dead, Steven Seagal. Really fun film to watch. Similar time as well, I think, when it came out to Fast and Furious. Another great film we would have seen Jarul in, which, here we go, this is a great one. Assault on Precinct 13, really solid film. Andrew, good to see you, coming from Toronto. So again, just running through a couple of films of Jarul before we get him into the chat to have a chat with him, and open to any questions as well. This is your opportunity as well, or anyone would like to perhaps ask an opening question with Jarul. We've also got our NFT event coming up, which I mentioned, so you can talk about that anytime you like. So let's see if we can just locate Jarul. I know that we might have a slight delay, so we'll just see how we're tracking at the moment. Just bear with me, guys, just as we're locating Jarul for the chat. Again, if anyone's got their favorite Jarul movie that they'd like to run through, just let me know again. Keeping in mind, if anyone can locate Jarul as well, David, I'm looking in your direction. We're just waiting for him to come on. Just while we wait for him to come actively into the chat too, I'll run through a couple more projects that he has done and the exciting things that Mogul have got coming up as well. Having a quick look. This is definitely what we want to talk about today as well. Reboot Camp. Good to see you in the chat. Jen the Frunding. Hope I got that correct. David Keckner and Jarul, obviously, in Reboot Camp. If anyone hasn't seen the movie, this is a very, very funny scene. And we've got Jarul in the chat. He's just joined us, so let's connect him now. Hey, Jarul, good to see you. I'm going to connect you right now. Just hold on. I'll get you in. Here we go. If we have connection here. Thanks, Mixing Coco. Got you there. So we're just going to see if we can connect Jarul up right now. But very, very funny film, Reboot Camp. Jarul, it's a pleasure to have you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on, man?
Hey, just running through that impressive acting career that you've got, starting off films like Fast and Furious, Half Past Dead.
Yeah, I've had some fun in the film industry. Yeah.
I gotta ask you because, I mean, writer, director, producer, actor, I mean, what is your focus right now as of this 2021?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh man, right now I have my new live streaming platform. It's called Icon Live. I'm doing a lot of tech stuff, a lot of NFT stuff, entrepreneurial things now. I'm doing, and I'm still doing music. You know, I'm about to launch some music as an NFT. My music is art, so from now on, I'm going to release it as such.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I mean, that's what we're all about here. I love asking this question, people. What was your first impression about NFTs?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
What was your first impression when someone said NFT to you?
Um, I didn't know what an NFT was when somebody first said to me.
I think we're just getting a call coming in. So we're just going to keep hanging with Jewel here for just a moment as the connection comes back. Great comments. I like your music. It's Murda. I love you, Jaw. Great comments. It's just while we're getting our connection coming back in with Jewel. Hey, what's up? Blessings, Jewel. You one of the greatest. So we've just temporarily lost Jewel. We're going to connect him again. But this is what happens. This is why it's live. This is on. This is why we call it Mogul Live. So we're going to get Jewel back any minute here. Just hold on, guys. It's going to come straight back. Here we go. Don't go anywhere. Jewel, we got you back.
We're back,
this is technical issues. This is all it is.
It's all good, man. I'm in Savannah right now, taking my son to college. So, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. We segued a little bit into the whole NFT world, but when did you originally get interested in NFTs?
NBA Top Shot. NBA Top Shot was my first entry into NFTs. That was my first discovery, you know. And the crazy thing is, I didn't even know that I was collecting NFTs at the time. I just thought I was, you know, collecting the new digital sports card, basically. And then I was, you know, told that, you know, those are actually NFTs. And then I went a little further down the rabbit hole, and you know, some of my good friends taught me about OpenSea, and I went to OpenSea and started collecting art, and the rest is kind of history, man. You know, I got a couple of cool NFT projects that I'm working on right now. I actually have clothes that you can buy for your characters in the metaverse.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I did the first hip hop clothing metaverse line, you know, in the metaverse. So it's hip hop culture clothes that you can get, you know, for your characters in the metaverse. It's called Stone and Robert. You can get it on OpenSea.
And because, I mean, obviously, when you guys, obviously when NFTs first came in, you know, different people have different opinions. Mogul have got their NFT event for Reboot Camp, which is the film that you're in, coming up on the 16th. I mean, for anyone that's kind of just joining in the chat, welcome. We've got your rule, and we've got a great NFT event coming up with Mogul on the 16th. Can you talk a little bit about the NFTs that are going to be auctioned off?
Yeah, they're gonna be clips from the movie, and they actually got a really cool clip of me. It's an outtake. It's a deleted scene, and I talk about Ja Rule's guru. It's really funny. You know, the scene was cool because we got to freestyle a lot, and just, you know, we did that scene really on the fly. You know, just me and him just bouncing back and forth off each other. You know, real Curb Your Enthusiasm style. You know.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. When I first saw the trailer for Reboot Camp and that scene between you and David Koechner, it's like you had me. Like I was going to watch the film no matter what after seeing that scene. It is that funny. We're talking about Reboot Camp, guys, who you've just joined us. I mean, and everyone. I mean, I was talking to Evo, the director, a couple of days ago. I've got Jess tomorrow. We spoke with Nicole Aniston a couple of days as well. Yeah. Everybody just says, man, you're a really solid actor. I mean, you were just coming up with ideas off the hook.
It was fun. You know, I was working with an amazing talent. David's, you know, he's a veteran in the business, an amazing actor. So, you know, we just went for it and had a little fun with it, you know, and it was cool.
What was it like working on that set as a whole? Because you've worked on, as I mentioned in the intro, you know, Fast and the Furious with Steven Seagal and Half Past Dead, you know, Ethan Hawke in Precinct 13. This is a comedy film. I mean, how did you find working on it, and how did you get involved?
You know, this was a good friend of mine's. His project is his baby that he was working on. My guy Tim, and so you know, he called me and said, "Ja, I got a cool cameo for you in this film. When you come out, do it." I said, "I got you, bro." Flew on out, you know, and did the scene, and it was an amazing scene and fun. You know, sometimes, you know, acting is just that. It's just getting in there and just having a good time, and you know.
And what sort of director was Evo? How did you find working with him?
I think he was great because, like I said, they just let us fly. They just let me and David fly.
Just
this was the best acting gig I ever had. I had no lines. It was just this is the situation. Go and we got a chance to just go off the cuff, and that it gets no better than that. And that's also a talent and a skill set to go off the cuff with no dialogue and to be able to bounce off each other like that. So, kudos to David, man, for bringing me in and reeling me in and getting me to go on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Evo and David, they're in the interview right now in the chat as well. Sing out, guys, if you got any questions too. Just on obviously Reboot Camp and partnering. I just think it's such a cool partnering between you and technically Todd Packer from The Office. I mean, that's what David Kemp.
Yeah.
That's like the role I always think of when I see him. It's like having you and him in therapy is like, that's just hilarious.
It's the best. It's the best. It's the best.
If I could circle back to your earlier career, can you give us a quick, maybe just I suppose a quick story or just an overview what it was like working on a couple of the other titles you did? Just because your body of work is really solid. Like, I mean, I was thinking about the number of films that I've seen you in, but really good films as well. Assault on Precinct 13. What was that like working on that?
That was really fun. That set was really intense because I was working with a lot of, they're thespians. The actors that were on that set, they all come from theater backgrounds. A lot of them, most of them, Fishburne and Hawk, and it was just an amazing cast, and they took over that whole dynamic of the film. When we were doing scenes, it was like being in an acting class every moment of the way, because sometimes scenes need to be a little bit planned out and put together when it's all coming together, and they were just on top of it all. The director didn't have to do much with all of these guys, and so I really enjoyed being a part of that. That to me is the best when it comes to acting, when you can be around great actors and they can you can kind of learn from them and grow from them as well.
And did you have to audition for that particular part, or did that kind of get written for you?
No, they called me and said they wanted me to do this role and play Smiley, and so I had a good time playing that role. Smiley did everything in the third. He spoke in third party all the time, and that was Smiley's thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a solid acting gig too, because I feel like from an acting point of view, and this is where I should have mentioned earlier when I was talking to, I mean, you do the writing, the directing, the producing, but as an actor, you've got the comedy side, but then, you're doing some heavy films, which is impressive. Can you talk about, this is going a little further back, but Fast and the Furious.
Fast and Furious was amazing. I did the first Fast and Furious, me and Vin, we had a great time doing the film. Paul, God rest the dead. We had a great time shooting that. It was amazing. The cars, the energy of the cars was always, on that set. It was different, and the action of it all. It was such a big action film. On some days, I would just come in when I didn't have to work and just watch, the action scenes and stuff going on. So Fast is definitely a moment, a great moment, a great set.
Did you have a favorite car that you saw on set?
Yeah, I love Vin's car. That black joint was me.
That's awesome. What did you realize? Like, I mean, from your point of view, did you think it was going to be like a huge franchise when you're on that? Did you think, hey, I think this has got a lot of legs, or was everyone relatively new, thinking this is just a fun film?
It was, what people didn't realize is there's a huge underground scene for car racing, and I knew about it, from actually going to some of the car races out in Queens when I was young. But once the film came out, it was a huge success. And, I always knew that this film would do well because, to me, it really didn't matter who was in the cars, because the cars were the stars, and so that's why, I didn't do the second film, because I, actually went off to do other things. I went on tour that year. And, it was a decision that I made, and I'm happy with my decision. But, it's become an amazing franchise. And, when I didn't come back, it was because Vin didn't come back for the second one. Rob Cohen, the director, didn't come back for the second one. So I didn't know whether it was going to be the same franchise that it was. The first one was amazing, and we didn't know if the second one would be the same. And so, yeah, 10 joints later, they still rocking and rolling. So good
Yeah,
for
they've
them.
really, I mean, that's kind of been a really good cash cow for the studio.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I we had some of Steven Seagal's guys on the chat recently, Bin Dang and Keone Waxman, and I saw a comment came up. You worked with Steven Seagal on Half Past Dead.
Yes. Yeah, me and
Um,
Steven, we did Half Past Dead. We shot that in Germany. I actually lived in Germany for about 2.5, 3 months shooting that. So it was that was an adventure to
what
say the
was the
least.
best? I was gonna say like that was a good experience. What was your best time on that?
It was crazy because Steven was going through some stuff at the time, and so it was like it was a different set. The set was like closed off. He was staying in a compound, and it was just very different. It was very different. Sometimes Steven wouldn't be on set, because of personal reasons and stuff like that. So it was a different shoot, that.
And I
But
mean, just because we're talking.
you gotta be professional. You go through it all, and it's a learning experience, to go through these different experiences when you're on different sets.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're shooting in Germany as well, that's kind of like a different side to it as well. Overseas shooting. Um, we're talking about the acting. Is there any acting roles that you've got coming up that we can look out for?
Yeah, I just did a show on my guy Gotti's TV show Tales, and actually my daughter, she wrote the episode. And
Yes,
my daughter's a
congratulations.
writer. She's a screenwriter and an actress as well. So that was cool to be able to do that, to act in something that my daughter actually had a hand in putting together, which was dope. So that's coming out this year on BET. And then I got some other projects that I'm working on, that I'm actually producing behind the scenes.
Awesome. Well, let us know when we can give a shout out. Just a couple more questions. I mean, everyone's. I can see these questions coming in. Like Tim, I saw David had one come up. David Lipper. I always like to ask this question because I think it's really interesting. But from your perspective, how does an actor or a musician make it in Hollywood? Like, what would be your best advice for someone that's wanting a long-term career in the industry?
Work hard. That's it. There's no magic trick to it. It really isn't. Everybody has a moment. When you work hard and you put all your passion into all your skill sets into the thing that you're passionate about, and it clicks at some point. And when it does, you have your moment, and you have to take advantage of that moment, in a big way. And so I wouldn't give anybody any advice other than just keep your head down and work hard. Outwork the next guy, outwork the next female, and you'll see it'll start to pay off.
And I mean, I think it's a great segue to go in that as well. I mean, how do you see Hollywood and NFTs and the side to, I suppose, blockchain and these really exciting technologies coming in? Do you think Hollywood's going to embrace it quickly?
Absolutely. It's another way to advertise, the film and get it out there. But also, it's a way for people to own a piece of that film and be a part of history and that legacy of whatever it may be. So, you know, at this moment, we're talking about, this particular film, but I'm sure, there'll be many, many films down the road that follow in the footsteps of Reboot Camp. Oh, we're the
Yeah.
first to do this, I believe. We're one of the first to do this, if not the first. Am I right in saying that?
I know this is a Hollywood first, and also
Yeah,
like it's breaking so many different I suppose grounds because we're actually doing it off the back of deleted scenes that obviously
yeah.
haven't been put out there as well. Just on that quickly, Nicole Aniston, a couple of people have sort of mentioned your name and Nicole. They're the hot tickets for the auction. They're the items they think are going to bid the highest. Are you going to be bidding on any other the other castmates' items?
I may bid on a few items. I'm an NFT guy. I love NFTs. I have a cool collection, so I may definitely grab a couple of them.
What's your, I mean, because you're definitely in the space with NFTs and things. What was your first reaction when you kind of took a look at what Mogul's doing?
Oh, I loved it. I love what Mogul's doing. I think it's brilliant. Taking movie clips and turning them into NFTs is definitely the next wave. So these guys are right on top of it. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited to see you at the premiere. Guys, I got two more questions for Jarul before he's got to go. Any questions? A good question here. I was going to ask a new album coming up.
I definitely got new music coming. I'm about to start a project that I'm calling Mint Music Mondays, where I'll be minting my singles as NFTs, so y'all can own a part of Ja Rule's history as well, and it'll come with some cool utility. So,
That
when
sounds
I
really
release,
interesting.
guys, go get it. Yeah.
And how do we kind of look out for these announcements? What's the best way to kind of keep track of what you're doing?
And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Icon, Ja Rule.
Awesome. Okay, I
Yeah.
gotta ask this last question. I always ask my guests this, and if you need 30 seconds to think about it, no problem. What is your best Hollywood story, or a really great Hollywood story for our audience?
Oh man, I got some crazy stories. I don't think I could tell them though. Um, it,
That's
it, it
usually the
involves
answer.
it
That's usually
involves
the answer we
Michael
get.
Madsen. If you know anything about Madsen, then I probably shouldn't tell this story. This is a crazy one. It gets crazy.
What can you tell us?
It was just crazy.
Okay.
Madsen is uh he is a genius actor, but he's also very troubled, and I think the two go hand in hand sometimes, because to get into these characters and to become these characters, you got to be a little bit crazy, And Madsen, he's a sick genius, and when
Okay.
it comes to this acting thing, but sick is part of his genius.
So basically, we're just gonna put Michael Madsen and the red tape. We're not gonna say anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Guys, we've
What
probably
up to
got
the
one.
madman too?
Yeah, no. Well, I think one of the things that people really like about yourself is you stay true to yourself the whole way through Hollywood, and you've kind of done it your way a lot. Jarul, what's up? I'm just looking for our last question before we'll let you go. But I mean, is there any shout outs you want to do just while we've got you here on the chat and to our audience?
We got the address in here. Why you didn't put it in? Why we sitting here all this time, baby? Oh, what'd you say?
Is there any shout outs you'd like to do just while we've got you here on the chat before we let you go?
Big shout out to everybody in Reboot Camp, all the actors, everybody is part of the project, and Mogul. Good luck, man, with the drop of the NFT for Reboot Camp, and everybody in the NFT world, NFT space, man. I love y'all, all my fans and all my supporters, man. I love y'all. Let's keep doing what we doing, man. Listen, this is the sequel to Ja Rule, man. I'm coming back to do some amazing things. Well, actually, I'm not coming back. It's the sequel, so I'm this is gonna be fun. A lot of fun happening right now.
Well, we're really excited for the next stage, and thanks again for the chat, Jarul. It's been a real pleasure. I can't wait to see you at the premiere on the 21st. NFT guys, get into the NFT. Jarul's one of the NFTs with Reboot Camp, and have a great afternoon.
For sure, man. You too. Peace and love, everybody.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. Take care.
All right, y'all.